Once upon a time, deep within a lush and vibrant forest, there lived a tiny bird with a heart full of dreams. Unlike his fellow birds who were content with gathering common seeds, our little bird patiently waited for something extraordinary, a single bud hidden amidst the leaves. He was certain that if he could find that bud and nurture it until it bloomed, it would become the most beautiful flower in the entire forest. Day after day, our little bird watched other birds hastily gather seeds, their beaks filled with grain. He saw them return to their nests with their bounty, chirping merrily about their good fortune. But our little bird remained steadfast, his gaze fixed on the bud. He knew that what he sought was rare and precious, and that the wait would be worthwhile. As days turned into weeks, a sense of urgency began to stir within him. The bud refused to bloom, and doubt crept into his heart. Should he abandon his wait and gather common seeds like the others? Was he truly going to spend his life alone without a single friend, all for a flower that might never exist? The little bird grew thin and weary, his spirit dampened by despair. One evening, as the sun cast long shadows across the forest floor, the little bird was on the verge of giving up. Just then, an old and wise tortoise, who had seen countless seasons come and go, happened to pass by. Noticing the bird's distress, the tortoise stopped and asked, "Little bird, why do you sit here so sadly when the sun sets? Why don't you come and join the other birds in their merry gatherings?" The little bird poured out his heart to the wise tortoise, telling him about the bud, his hopes, and his fears. The tortoise listened patiently, his ancient eyes twinkling with understanding. When the little bird finished his tale, the tortoise spoke in a voice that was both gentle and strong. "Little bird, the most beautiful things in life require the most patient heart. Do not be discouraged by the wait, for when your flower blooms, it will be the most radiant sight to behold. And the joy you'll feel will be worth every moment of patience you've shown." The little bird considered the tortoise's words. Could he really wait a little longer? Just a bit longer. Hope flickered anew in his heart, driving away the shadows of despair. With renewed determination, the little bird decided to wait just one more day. If the bud didn't bloom by then, he would gather common seeds like the others. As the sun rose the next morning, bathing the forest in golden light, the little bird returned to his spot. Beside the bud, a gentle breeze rustled through the leaves, carrying with it the sweet scent of blooming flowers. Suddenly, a harsh wind swept through the forest, threatening to tear the young bud from its stem. Rain began to pour, cold and relentless. The little bird knew he had to act. Summoning all his strength, he shielded the bud with his own body, protecting it from the wind and rain. Hours passed. The storm raged on, but the little bird remained steadfast, his heart filled with the hope of seeing the bud bloom. He thought of the wise tortoise's words, "The most beautiful things in life require the most patient heart." Was this what the tortoise meant? Was his reward for patience awaiting him? As the storm began to subside, the little bird looked up to see the clouds parting, revealing a sky washed clean and bright. And there, in the distance, a magnificent rainbow arched across the horizon, a symbol of hope and promise. The little bird felt a surge of pride and joy. He had endured the storm, and his bud was still intact. Days turned into weeks, and the little bird continued to wait patiently by the bud, tending to it with unwavering care. One morning, as the first rays of sunlight touched the leaves, the bud began to stir, unfurled slowly, revealing a flower of breathtaking beauty. Its petals were the color of the rising sun, and its fragrance filled the forest with a sweet, heady scent. Overjoyed, the little bird sang a song of triumph, a melody that echoed through the trees, celebrating the birth of the most beautiful flower in the forest. As the news of the blooming flower spread, animals and birds from far and wide came to marvel at its beauty. The little bird, once mocked for his patience, was now celebrated as the guardian of the most beautiful flower. When the flower began to produce its nectar, it was the sweetest nectar the little bird had ever tasted. Each drop was like liquid gold, a reward for his years of waiting. The little bird sipped the nectar, his heart swelling with gratitude. He realized that the tortoise was right. The most beautiful things in life often require the most patient heart. From that day on, the little bird continued to guard the flower, sharing its sweet nectar, with all who appreciated its beauty. The flower became a symbol of hope and perseverance, reminding all who saw it of the little bird who had waited so patiently for his dream to come true. And so the tale of the little bird who waited for a flower to bloom became a legend whispered through the ages. A story of hope and perseverance that continues to inspire hearts all around the world. Once upon a time in a lush green forest, there lived a wise old owl. He was known throughout the forest as the keeper of wisdom, because he always seemed to have the right advice for anyone who came to him for help. One day, a little field mouse scurried up to the owl's tree. He was in a panic because he had just seen a hungry fox prowling near his hole. "Oh, wise old owl," squeaked the little mouse. "What should I do? The fox is getting bolder and I'm afraid he might attack me." The owl hooted softly, his big yellow eyes gleaming with wisdom. "Little mouse," he said, "you must learn to be bold yourself. You can't let fear control you." The little mouse shook his head. "But I'm just a tiny mouse and he's a sly, cunning fox. How can I possibly stand up to him?" The owl ruffled his feathers. "Maybe small, little mouse, but you have a big heart. And that, my friend, is your greatest strength." The little mouse looked at the owl confused. "I don't understand." The owl spread his wings and soared to a high branch. "Look down at the forest floor, little mouse," he said. The little mouse looked down and saw a tiny spider bravely spinning its web in the face of a strong wind. "Do you see that little spider, little mouse? He doesn't let anything stop him from doing what he wants to do. He keeps going, even when it's hard." The little mouse nodded. "Yes, I see him. That spider," said the owl, "is not afraid. He doesn't let fear control him. And neither should you. You may be small, little mouse, but you are brave. That is what matters most." The little mouse thought about the owl's words. He realized that he wasn't just a tiny mouse. He was a brave, strong mouse who wasn't going to let a sly, cunning fox bully him. From that day on, the little mouse held his head high. He didn't let fear control him. When the fox came back to his hole, the little mouse stood up to him and chased him away. And so the tale of the little mouse who stood up to the fox became a legend whispered through the ages. A story of courage that continues to inspire hearts all around the world. If you liked this story, give us a thumbs up. Like this video and share with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more such amazing stories. Thank you.